It's certainly hot today. We were in Orlando a couple nights ago. It was a little cooler there, but we've played in some warm places, and it gets hot in Harrisburg also. So it will be a difficult night, but it's both teams are battling it.
When you look at your team, you talked about the game on Wednesday night. A little bit of maybe travel fatigue going on. How's your team reacting to the travel so far?
I think we'll be fine. We had a stretch earlier, 5 games in 15 days. We're in the middle of 4 games in 11 days, so the schedule hasn't done us a whole lot of favors. But we're battling through it, and we'll rotate a few guys tonight, and hopefully some of the guys coming in fresh will be a big lift for us.
Your first chance to see the Tampa Bay Rowdies tonight. What have you seen on tape, or at least through any other way to get a chance to watch them?
Well, obviously they're a very good team. Have loads of experience. Got to watch a couple of their games, and they're organized defensively. They have a lot of weapons going forward, so we know it's going to be a tough game tonight.
Coach, I appreciate you taking the time. Best of luck tonight, and hopefully it does cool, not just for you, but for us too. I'm kind of having a hard night.
Yeah, I hope so too.
Yeah, Lee, Heather, back to you.
Thanks, Mike. We hope it cools off too. Let's now take a look at one key player to keep an eye on from each team tonight.
All right, for the Harrisburg City Islanders, it is Paul Wilson. He starts from the bench tonight. He leads the team from the midfield with 3 goals on the season. All those have been scored inside the box. 17 appearances. The Jamaican has represented his country at the U17, U20, and U23 level. On now to a fellow reggae boy with the Rowdies, Damian Lowe, returns to the green and gold after a successful Gold Cup, making his 15th appearance tonight. 1 goal on the season, but certainly it's been his work on the back line that has made him so successful for the Rowdies defensively this year.
Yeah, Damian Lowe, such a key player in the Rowdies back line, and the defense has been playing so well recently. A lot of shutouts. Basically, if they don't allow a goal in tonight, it almost seems like 3 points is a given.
Yeah, because they are getting the goals now. They've been solid at home defensively all season long. The last 2 matches, they've had clean sheets. It's so important from them to build from the back and be defensive first, and then be able to build through the midfield and really on that approach to the other side of the field. And they've been successful with people like Alex Morel and Marcel Schaefer really coming into the attack. Zach Portillos has a lot of speed too as he comes forward, so he's been great, and they hope to continue that run.
And another player that's been doing very well recently, Matt Pickens, making his 100th appearance for the Rowdies tonight, joining a rare club, rare club for the club.
Yeah, absolutely. A guy that's done a lot in his career. He's won an MLS Cup. He's come down to the Rowdies, and he's been very successful here. What an honor to get 100 caps for the Tampa Bay Rowdies. I'm sure he'd love to cap that career off with a championship here this year.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that wraps up tonight's pregame show. For Lee Godfrey, Mike Pepper, and our entire broadcast crew, I'm Heather Donnelly. Thanks for joining us. Rowdies versus Islanders is up next.
We got the sun, we got today, we got the sun, jumping, got it right through the night, got it dialed in, it's just you and me, in a perfect day.
Sundial, the place to shop and dine in downtown St. Petersburg. The new locale at Sundial in St. Petersburg. More than a market. For breakfast, lunch, dinner, eat it here or take it home. Fresh-made sushi, Pan-Asian dishes, mouth-watering burgers, ice-cold beer, specialty drinks, and decadent desserts. Lunch hour or happy hour. Enjoy it here or take it home. More than a market. Come and taste locale at Sundial in St. Petersburg.
Well, welcome to St. Petersburg, and a big welcome to Alex Morel as he makes his way to Al Lang Stadium. Alex Morel, third time in the last 4 weeks on the USL Team of the Week. Mike Pepper alongside Lee Godfrey, and we are ready for USL soccer tonight between the matchup between the Tampa Bay Rowdies and the Harrisburg City Islanders. The Rowdies, the third game of a three-game homestand, 2-0 victories, looking to complete the homestand successfully, while the Harrisburg team, second game of a road trip, they were just in Florida, but these two teams have not met yet this year.
No, they haven't, and that's why the Rowdies just have to deal with their own thing and do their own business and take care of stuff at home. They would love to go on the road, winning all three games, getting the full 9 points out of this homestand. And certainly even what's more important is that Rochester lost early in the day. Charleston lost earlier in the day as well. So if there is a draw between Louisville and Charlotte tonight and the Rowdies win, they will be in a big three-way tie, top of the Eastern Conference standings with goal differential coming into play. But still, they could be tied in first.
And it's a big night for Matt Pickens, who will be making his 100th appearance for the green and yellow of the Tampa Bay Rowdies.
Yeah, he's been fantastic for the Rowdies, especially at home this season. He is the voice directing that back line. He is always doing his job, and that's why they've been such success this year and not conceding goals at home very often whatsoever. So a big night for Matt Pickens.
And we want to keep our eyes on a couple of other key players tonight as well.
Yeah, two Jamaicans, Damian Lowe returning to the lineup for the Rowdies after being with Jamaica for the Gold Cup, a very successful Gold Cup, falling to the USA in the final. Paul Wilson, he will be coming off the bench for Harrisburg City Islanders tonight. He leads that club with 3 goals out of the midfield.
Yeah, the fans will be making their way into the stadium. We're looking forward. We got the kickoff as well as the starting lineups all coming up next. You're watching Tampa Bay Rowdies Soccer on this TV, Tampa Bay.
Can you feel it? That vibe. It's here on America's best beaches. Feel it in unique mashups of amazing, crazy, and wow. So within every moment, you live amplified. St. Peter, solar powered and radiating 1,000,000 megawatts of possibility. Dive in deeper at liveamplified.com.
There's a lot to a name.
Especially when that name is a world leader in healthcare.
We still deliver the same compassion we provided for 90 years.
Plus the excellence you expect from Johns Hopkins.
Together we can conquer the biggest challenges
and offer your child the very best care.
When it comes to kids, choose Johns Hopkins All Children's Hospital.
We got the sun. Got the sun jumping, got it right through the night, got it dialed in. It's just you and me in a perfect day.
Sundial, the place to shop and dine in downtown St. Petersburg.
And welcome back to St. Petersburg Al Lang Stadium. It's the Tampa Bay Rowdies and the Harrisburg City Islanders. Here in USL Soccer, Mike Pepper alongside Lee Godfrey. Matt Pickens making his 100th start. But first, let's get a look at the Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino. Starting lineups first for the Harrisburg City Islanders, Lee.
Yeah, there you see Brandon Miller in goal tonight, number 33. And Ola Bayi is that holding midfielder, the real general there that's going to try to spread things out as you see that 4-1 for the Harrisburg City Islanders tonight.
And for the Tampa Bay Rowdies, we mentioned Pickens, the 100 star, Joe Cole, the captain, but not much changes other than one significant one on defense.
Yeah, but they won't lose a step in bringing in Damian Lowe back from Gold Cup duty as Tamika McCann-Dewary is serving his 1-game suspension. And of course, have a look to that right-hand side up top. Alex Morel, number 9, had 2 goals in the last game and been on the USL Team of the Week the last 3 to 4 weeks.
Let's check in with the third member of our broadcast team from the sideline, Heather Donnelly.
Hi, Mike. We heard it from the Rowdies in our pregame show. They know they have momentum right now, and they are feeling confident going into this third game of this homestand. Their opponent, on the other hand, is in the middle of a pretty busy stretch right now. They played on Wednesday night in Orlando, so a quick turnaround for Harrisburg City. And their play has been inconsistent lately, although talking to Stuart Campbell earlier this week, he prefers the word unpredictable. He wanted to emphasize that with his team. He didn't want them to take Harrisburg City lightly at all tonight, because on paper this may seem like a very winnable game, but he does not want them to take Harrisburg City lightly, but hopefully they'll come out with 3 points tonight. Guys?
Thanks, Heather, and let's get a look at the coaches as the Rowdies in their huddle as they get ready to start. Stuart Campbell, Bill Betcher, both these guys looking to lead their team to victory tonight.
Yeah, they are. And for the Harrisburg City Islanders, you know, they've had an up and down season, and Heather's exactly right. You know, they've lost to teams that they probably should not have lost to, and then they come out and they get a 2-2 draw against a team like the Charleston Battery. So you're not really quite sure what team is going to show up. So certainly the Rowdies have to continue to play their style, their own brand of football that they've been playing at home here for the last 2 matches, and continue that tonight. And a rare one tonight that they're taking the end of the pitch, Mike, that they don't normally take to start matches.
Yeah, and they certainly 4 out of their 9 home games they've won, but they've received points 8 of the 9, as you mentioned, with Harrisburg City Islanders, including a win against Louisville City a little earlier too, as Pickens again being honored. The Rowdies will kick off, go right to left on your screen. They're wearing the green and yellow hooped shirts and socks, green shorts. Harrisburg City Islanders, white from head to toe. Martin Patterson over the ball, getting ready. Actually, that's not Martin Patterson, that's Joe Cole over the ball. And the Rowdies looking to get underway here tonight as Jonathan Belinsky looks at his watch. We're underway from Al Lang Stadium.
Yeah, Mike, I don't know what I was thinking there. No, this is the Rowdies' normal home side of the pitch, because they like normally that sun to be in that opposing keeper's eye. It's a little bit overcast tonight, so I don't think that's going to play into any issues for Brandon Miller down in that far end of the pitch on that left-hand side of your screen tonight, and where the Rowdies have come up big on both ends of the pitch, scoring in either half the last match.
Yeah, we mentioned Belinsky, the center official. He's on the sides by Albert Escobar and Maciej Koric. Miguel Martez, your 4th official. Rowdies have had possession since the start, just keeping it, barely going across midfield. They'll try again. It's Schaefer looking to go forward now.
Yeah, and this 4-1, Mike, by Harrisburg City Islanders is really just going to try to clog up that midfield. Players behind the ball. You're going to see a lot of white jerseys in their own end of the pitch. Just try to stay strong defensively, shut down the attack of the Tampa Bay Rowdies, and try to get something on the counterattack.
Played towards the corner. Kyle Porter does whip it in. It's bobbled by Miller, but he's able to cover it up before Patterson can get there. Good hustle by Porter.
Yeah, amazing burst of speed by Porter to be able to keep that in. I think it caught Harrisburg City off guard and thought that ball was going to go for a goal kick, and then Brennan Miller had trouble handling it too. So that was almost an error that the Rowdies were able to capitalize on in a hurry here in the 2nd minute of play.
Harrisburg City, it's Bond. Still in. Bond on it. See the numbers on the teams as Jake Bond goes into the area, tries to slot it through, and the Rowdies take it.
You see that difference in goals scored and goals conceded. And that's what the Rowdies need to take advantage of here at home tonight. As the Harrisburg City Islanders have only won 2 games on the road all season long. They have 8 losses. And that's what the Rowdies need to show if you want to be one of the top teams in the USL Eastern Conference. These are teams that you should be getting a full 3 points against. You can't take them for granted, but you have to know that, you know, have that mindset that you are the better team.
It'll be a goal kick for the Rowdies. Welcome to those. Always watching on this TV, Tampa Bay, and of course, Estrella TV as well. as Matt Pickens gets his first touch of the ball tonight. Trim that beard a little bit too, it looks, Lee. Just summer heat maybe wearing upon him a bit. There's Cole. Joe Cole able to turn, looking for help. He'll give it to Ristoff, and now Georgie Ristoff back to Cole. Cole will lose it to Mensah. Mensah looks to slide it through. Damian Lowe looking like a miscommunication a bit. Thought maybe Pickens was coming out. And Damian Lowe using his strength, although it may have hit his foot. But not ruled that way by Belinsky, so it'll be a goal kick. Let's check in with Heather Donnelly on the sideline.
Hi, Mike. Taking a look at the series history between these two teams, there is no history between them. This is the first ever meeting between the Rowdies and Harrisburg City, but it won't be the last meeting this season. They're actually going to play each other again in a month from tomorrow on September 6th. They'll play that game in Harrisburg. Guys?
Thank you, Heather. And for those Rowdies fans that don't know, it's the City Islanders, basically in Harrisburg. The river runs through it, and there is an island. It has a baseball park converted to a soccer stadium, and that's where the Harrisburg City Islanders get their name.
Yeah, looking at the satellite picture of it tonight, or an overhead, it looks like a pretty fantastic little spot to have as your home venue. Of course, this is a pretty fantastic spot as well, as the Rowdies looking to get one of those Major League Soccer expansion teams and to rebuild and redo Allang Stadium right here on the waterfront is pretty fantastic too.
Flag comes up on Georgie Ristoff offside. Pretty good look here, Allang, looking at the open end that exposed to Tampa Bay. As it's Joe Cole, I believe, is down. We saw him banged up with Mensah a little earlier, and Ropapa Mensah maybe got an elbow into the back, but Cole ended up going down, so we'll see. He's going to get a little bit of attention here. I do think it's the lower back, but that's just speculation on my end. And here's another look at the opportunity when Cole is tangled up with Mensah Ropapa.
Yeah, have a look here as Joe Cole just turns around there, and as you see him turn around there, he's reaching at his lower side of his right at the back there, and he may have pulled something, so he doesn't look like he's in good shape. That's not a good start for the Rowdies. That's not what they want, is their star player and captain, who appears to be in a bit of pain right now. And it just looked like an awkward turn. It didn't look like anything that was very serious, that maybe just he got his body caught up, and as he turned, and here's a better look at it. It's right here when he goes in. His left or his right foot looks like it gets planted, Mike, and it's when he turns his body that's where he may have got caught up in himself.
And obviously he'll have to walk off for a moment. Still holding that lower back. He's kind of, you see the little twitch there, like trying to see if he can loosen that up. We'll probably have a word with Stuart Campbell right now and see, but it looks like it's Michael Nanchoff that's getting ready. I think that Joe Cole might be out of this game here in the 6th, 7th minute of this game right now. Yeah, it is Nanchoff that will be coming on.
So that's a tough one early here for the Rowdies, because you saw that stat from Joe Cole and what he brings out of the midfield with his 6 goals and 4 assists this season. The Rowdies can only hope that it's not that serious and something that will not leave Joe Cole out for a very long time.
So an early substitution for the Rowdies. On a hot night, no less, too. But Nanchoff still making his way. This will be Michael Nanchoff's first significant action since returning from a rib injury last week. He was able to get some time, but has not played in 90 minutes in a while. Ball slided through. Collins and Lowe will do it. Lowe is going to step over, use his body once again. It will be another goal kick for the Rowdies. We've seen the strength of Damian Lowe on a couple of chances now, running down, just using that body and holding off the opponent.
If you happen to watch our pregame show tonight, we had who they'd want to have around them in the Apocalypse Part 2 and who they wouldn't was tonight's edition. And of course, both those guys said they didn't want to have either of them on their team for that. So a little bit of karma going down here as one has to replace the other.
Well, as Georgie Ristoff put under pressure the defense, I think it was Travis Brent. He ends up dribbling over the line. That's actually McLaws that does. So it will be a U.S. Ameribank corner kick for the Rowdies, and they take it quickly into the corner. Now it's Morrell, though, will send it across. Headed back and now headed away.
And that great hustle again by Alex Morrell to come back after crossing that ball and to win the ball back for the Rowdies.
Nanchoff gets it out to Schaefer. Marcel Schaefer has had quite a few assists as of late, but that one is right into the gut of Brandon Miller on the cross.
A good ball into the box once again by Marcel Schaefer, who had the 2 assists for Alex Morrell in last week's 2-0 victory over Pittsburgh. No one in the middle of the box there. There was a lot of space. There was a lane, but no one from the Rowdies taking it.
I don't know if last week he officially got it on the first one after the save from Mitchell. It may have been offside, but he did get that one with Patterson the week before. So the creation he's been able to have, Lee, has been outstanding. So Schaefer's been pretty good coming up that left-hand side. Rowdies, Schaefer on it. He'll play it back to Collins. Collins into Nanchoff, who's dropped back a little bit. Now Nanchoff over the top looking for Ristoff. Ristoff tucks inside, able to get the ball and can't beat the last defender. It's back to Schaefer, though. Schaefer has help wide. That's actually Ristoff now. And it's deflection played up the field.
Just one touch, a poor one there to get ahead. If it was, I think, Portillos.
You're right.
You can show how he can get forward, and he does a lot now.
So the throw in for Harrisburg City Islanders as Bond tries to flip it over. It's cleared out by Georgie Ristoff. And for viewers in Tampa Bay, this TV has your chance to win a PS4 Pro Console and a copy of FIFA 2017 Deluxe Scarf Bundle, plus a special autographed item from the Rowdies. Watch Rowdies home games on this TV all season and look for the clue. Go to MOR-TV.com for game days and times.
We saw that last week, Mike. Zach Portillos going in an attacking midfield position when the ball's in their offensive zone, and Marcel Schaefer drops back a little bit, and that's how he makes those overlapping runs because of Portillo's great speed. It just gives them another offensive threat in that attacking half of the field.
Justin Chavez undercut by Mike Ola. Little stat there, as last week we had talked about, this is Justin Chavez's 8th start of the year. His 7 previous starts, the Rowdies unbeaten, 5 wins, 2 draws. It's Porter on the sideline. Played over the foot of Morrell, cleared away by the City Islanders. Porter on the quick throw into Nanchoff. They'll work it together, and Porter mishits that one, trying to get it back to low. Throw in for Harrisburg City Islanders.
Porter, the lone Canadian on the Tampa Bay Rowdies, and it was Charleston going into Toronto, where basically Kyle Porter's from, losing 1-0 to Toronto FC 2 without the help of Romario Williams. They've struggled a lot without Romario Williams being able to get into the country because he still doesn't quite have his green card. He could get into Canada, but probably wouldn't be getting back into the United States until all of his work permit issues are worked out. So a little bit of helping hand from the Canadian friends that helped out the Tampa Bay Rowdies in that earlier match, as the Battery is still holding on to number 1 right now. That might change, though, by the end of the night, Mike.
Yeah, that could be a 3-way tie for first.
Or
should Charlotte and Louisville draw.
If Charlotte gets the win, they'll be outright first place.
Either the Charlotte-Louisville winner will be outright first place. But if they draw, we'll have a 3-way tie with Louisville just 1 point behind the trio of Charleston, Charlotte, and the Rowdies. They're a little bit ahead of us, too, so we'll be checking scores a little bit later. It's Joe Cole getting carted off, but it's right now, it's going towards the corner. The Rowdies on a ball pulled back, it's cleared away by Harrisburg. Chavez into it, he'll find Porter.
That was a great clearance by Harrisburg. Martin Patterson was waiting in the box. No one was marking him. If that leg doesn't get on it, you could see him.
Nanchoff whips it in. It goes off the head of Georgi Hristov. It will be a goal kick, and the latest USL news is on SiriusXM FC. Tune into USL Coast to Coast with Mike Watts Mondays at 7 p.m. Eastern on Channel 85. SiriusXM FC will also air the USL Game of the Week. Check USLsoccer.com for dates and times. 13th minute scoreless between the Rowdies and Harrisburg City Islanders. Harrisburg on the ball now is Olabi'i. Olabi'i from distance, and it will be Pickens, excuse me. Olabi'i from about 35. Never really tested Pickens. He just goes down and corrals that one.
Yeah, it does look like Harrisburg City Islanders are trying the long ball now and then, even on balls forward, not necessarily shots. We've seen Damian Lowe blocking out players on a number of those long balls to give Matt Pickens an easy goal kick.
Here's Damian Lowe. Has nothing. He'll drop it back for Chavez, who finds Collins. Hristov wants it, doesn't get it. They'll play it out to Portillos. Schaefer and Portillos are on the left side. Nothing there as the defense covers. Chavez looking long. That's Porter on the overlapping run. Nice ball into the corner, and he keeps it in, but he'll lose it. And they'll say it will be a U.S. Ameribank corner kick for the Tampa Bay Rowdies.
Again, another good job of Kyle Porter to stop that ball from going out for a goal kick and having the whereabouts to knock it off a Harrisburg City Islander defender and earn that U.S. Ameribank corner kick.
Michael Nanchoff will take it. Left foot in swinger. Headed on, it's free, and it's Neil Collins who puts the loose ball away, and the Rowdies lead 1-0.
Oh, there you go. The big man comes in from the back, and it was a lofted corner kick by Michael Nanchoff. Gets over top of everyone. Let's have another look, and it just drops down right in front of Neil Collins. Sticks out the big right boot and just pokes that ball in. Maybe a little deflection right there.
Chavez, I think, got his head on it.
Yeah, and it just sits right down, and no one from Harrisburg City Islanders picking up anybody at that back post. And Neil Collins is there to knock it home for an early Tampa Bay Rowdies lead.
That is his second of the season, and if you had Neil Collins with anything but the head in your parlay ticket, you might be in good shape later tonight, but I don't know if many of those exist.
Yeah, he'll say he's got great feet after tonight as well in the box. What are you talking about? I can do it at both ends.
Well, let's check in with Heather Donnelly on the sideline.
Well, Mike, taking a look at some statistics here. When they score first, the Rowdies are 8-4-1. So good numbers for the Rowdies getting on the board first there with that Neil Collins goal, guys.
Thank you, Heather. As ball won back and played back to the goalkeeper, Brandon Miller.
Well, it's always going to change stuff up tactically, Mike, isn't it, for the opposing team? Now they just can't try to, it's going to open it up a little bit more here, which always could hurt the team coming in here.
Good control by Grosh, who was able to find Bond, and now the ball sent into the area. Collins wins the header and gets it down to Schaefer. Ball sent in by McLaws and Morrell, and then Patterson. Patterson is jerked down by Nishanian. It'll be a free kick. Rowdies will look to play it quick. They don't get it. And it looks like they'll hold this up, and while we're getting the ball back for viewers in Tampa Bay, you're watching Rowdy Soccer on This TV Tampa Bay. After all the action on the field, check out all the movie action on Tampa Bay's first broadcast movie channel. This TV Tampa Bay, digital 32.2, Spectrum 630, Frontier Fios 463, and Comcast 229. Be interesting whether or not Chavez got his head on it to get the assist, but a ball played into the near post, and Harrisburg just not good enough to clear it on that one. A loose ball got through, and it's Collins who was able to get his foot on it.
Yeah, definitely from that behind angle showed that it did change direction. And whether it was Chavez or one of the center backs on Harrisburg City Islanders to get on it, regardless, it still sat for Neil Collins on a platter, and he just had to stick out his foot and tap that one in.
Mohammed with the throw. Wearing the Ghanaian wristband of his home country. That one, Patterson doesn't quite get the deflection. It's taken down by Opapa Mensah. Just tuning in, 19th minute. Neil Collins gets the Rowdies on the board 1-0. The Rowdies did have to make an early sub. Joe Cole looks to have strained something in the lower back. I don't know whether it was a bruise or just a strain, but he had to come off the game, and Nanchoff came on in the 7th minute. Opportunity now is Ola has it taken away, and Ola comes in late. Neil Collins not happy. He's telling the official, and Mike Ola is going to get a word.
Oh, that was just fantastic defending, that whole sequence by Neil Collins, not giving up on the play and then winning the ball to clear. And you're exactly right. That's just pure frustration there. And now you can see why the referee is having a talk with Mike Ola.
Collins was upset, and that's obviously he knows that the player was frustrated. Nothing issued to Ola other than just a verbal warning.
The players up top, and both for Harrisburg City Islanders, are big physical presence. They're going to be strong on the ball, so it's going to be interesting. It's going to be a battle all night for the back line of the Rowdies because of that strength of the players that they have up top.
Shonian looking to go long. He'll drive it, and that's going to just go all the way back to Pickens. And we've mentioned Joe Cole had to leave this game in the 7th minute. Heather Donnelly's on the sideline. Heather, what's up with Joe?
Well, Mike, he came off the field and he was being checked out on the training table back here behind the bench area for a couple of minutes, and then they put him onto a golf cart and carted him around the side of the field over to the entrance of the locker room. He got a pretty big ovation from the fans as he got out of that golf cart to go underneath into the locker room. And I will do my best at halftime to get a more specific update on his status for you guys at halftime, guys.
Thank you, Heather. The Rowdies have an opportunity here. Schaefer in behind, a tackle by Bond, able to push it back. It goes back to Miller, and they'll start out of the back with Brent. Up to Olabi. Rashid Olabi turns, looks for the open man. It's Nishanian. As Harrisburg looks to push forward. And with Grosh, and we mentioned the Rowdies have won 8 of their 11 home games this year. 2 draws of those, only the loss to Charleston, but one significant fact, those 8 wins, all shutouts. If the Rowdies give up a goal at home lead, they don't win. Although right now they have the nice early 1-0 lead.
Yeah, there's been a couple late comebacks, Mike. Remember Neil Collins with the header very late to get a 1-1 draw in one of those matches where they had to come from behind.
That one may have been the St. Louis game. Schaefer has to scramble to get that. He does get to low. Up to Porter. Porter's got room to turn. He's out. The defender coming back. Patterson plays it back out. 3 green and yellow hooped shirts on it, and it's low. There you see that Red Bulls victory over Rochester earlier today. Rochester was in position to leap the Rowdies, but they lost. Toronto knocking off Charleston allows the Rowdies to possibly get in a first place tie. At least they can tie Charleston with a victory tonight. That ball sent across the field by Nanchoff. Charlotte is leading Louisville at the half, so that might not be a moot point. Might be a tie for second at this point with Charleston, the way Charlotte is playing. Cincinnati and Orlando City. See that? One is all square at 1.
Well, Louisville did come back against Charleston in a game this year that was 4-4 3 times from being down 2 goals. So don't count Louisville out quite yet, as they have been strong in coming back from when they're behind. But again, you're right, Charlotte's been playing such great soccer lately that it's going to be a tough task for them, especially on the road. But still, the Rowdies have made up a lot of points in the last 5 games on the league leaders.
And the Rowdies do have another game here at home against Charlotte a little bit later this year, so the Independents will have to make their way here. That was the game that Tamika McCandawiri hit the post in the 90th plus minute. Actually, the last strike of the game, a header on a corner kick for the Rowdies. A 4-point swing there. Could have been a little better. That's the way it happens. And Charlotte's been on a roll since that time, too.
Yeah, when Keith Savage came on in that game and scored the goal, it looked like it really had tilted back into the Rowdies' favor if they would have had a few more minutes on that clock to be able to get something more out of that one.
Switched all the way across. Porter throws it in to Damian Lowe. Here's Nanchoff. Lowe will send it up the field to Porter. Nanchoff over the top. And it's going to go back to Miller. He was looking long for Georgi Ristov.
Good idea, though. I really like that. That is where it was on, where the Rowdies were making the run and they sent the ball in. Yeah, you keep doing that all night, you're going to force the defenders or the keeper to really be on their best. And one of those times, if there's a mistake made, the Rowdies will want to get on it.
Ola will lose it to Chavez. Now Schaefer at midfield, and Collins keeps it. He'll look forward, and now Damian Lowe. Rowdies with possession. Schaefer looking forward. Sent towards the corner, looking for Morrell. Morrell with an elbow high. It will be a foul on Morrell.
It's going to be a card, and hopefully just a yellow card if it is.
Well, the Harrisburg City Islander player gets treatment. We'll watch the replay. You can see, I think that's Mohammed.
Yeah, it's not an elbow, you know.
It just kind of went in with his rear end. We know it was a foul, but maybe certainly not a card issue. The USL is one of the most prominent second division professional leagues in the world, featuring some of the game's top talent and rising stars. Stay up to date with all the latest league news by visiting USLsoccer.com and follow the league on Twitter at USL. So just a talking to for Morrell.
I like that. That's fair, too. And my bad, originally, when I saw Morrell go in full speed, it looked like he came up and the elbow might have got up. But no, he just came in with the body. So, yeah, it's a foul. It's not a card at all. And it was, I like the ref just to go over and have a calm talking to. And I think that was Morrell pleading his case that I didn't get my elbow up. I went into him hard, yeah, but I never got my elbow up on him.
Switched across, and Brent now looks forward. Travis Brent with a little space off the chest of Schaefer. I'll say it was a handball. I thought it was chest, but Schaefer's kind of saying it was in here. What am I to do? He flipped it up into my chest.
A little smile on his face too. Fine, okay. Well, you're not going to reverse the call, but I'm still pleading my case.
Here's McLaws. McLaws towards the corner. Into Ola. Ola on the back post is an open man. It goes over the head, though, and Alex Morrell gets run over in the end by Grosh, and it will be a free kick for the Rowdies.
And that's just a mistake by Harrisburg City Islanders. And take a look at it here. You know, it's just, you can see the arms going up there, and by Grosh pushing in that position, you don't want to be giving up a foul. You're in the offensive zone.
Yeah, that's the thing, you know, when
there's no need to give up that foul. You stay on him, tighten him up, and have somebody come in and have a little support, you know. But just to give the Rowdies the ball back in that possession is a mistake.
Here's Ristov. Yeah, typically referees are looking for a reason to give the defending team, in that case, an out. And when you run them over like that, it's an easy opportunity. Nanchoff into Patterson. Patterson on the turn. There's Morrell. Picks up the loose ball. Alex Morrell. He'll turn. He'll play it back. He'll turn it over. Ola.
You saw, I didn't think Alex Morrell was going to get to that one ball, but he did. You see the speed. And now he comes back once again to help break up a play.
He did, and that will help the turnover that Porter collects, and now it's Chavez. Nanchoff and Chavez work together in the middle. See, as typically happens here at Al Lang Stadium, the Rowdies control the possession. And as we pointed out, the 4-1-4-1 Harrisburg City Islanders probably dropping back a little bit. Botwall whipped in, and the deflection goes to Miller.
Yeah, and they might stay in this configuration if it stays this way, Mike. But if the Rowdies do get that second goal, then they're going to have to switch things up and try to get a little more offensive. And off the side of the head there, that can't tickle for sure.
That's Bond, Jake Bond. With the face ball, but he's all right. Deflection, a glancing blow for the most part.
Yeah. A little shaken, not stirred.
Exactly. Perfect. Love that. Here's the City Islanders. Chavez with the loose ball. Morrell looking forward. There's a lot of white shirts behind it. Those two will work, and Patterson has the ball now. Patterson has a lot of bodies on him. He's still able to keep possession. He'll get it into Schaefer. Schaefer with some numbers out wide. He's got help. He's going to cut inside. He'll give it to Portillo. Zach Portillo's left foot first time. And towards it, Patterson on the header, but it's headed away by Harrisburg. Good hustle by Harrisburg, and Bond will now come up the side. Bond looking for help.
Sorry, Mike. Portillo's having to really track back there, getting forward all the way to the byline to send that cross into the box, and he did hustle back there. But a good build-up there by the Rowdies, and really opened up some space.
And the Rowdies a good job of getting jerseys behind the ball to slow it down, but Harrisburg has it with possession. That was going to roll too far, and as Porter, under a little pressure, has to take it wide. He'll look to go up the field, and it's being chased down by Jamie Thomas. It's Chavez.
Nifty little move there by Kyle Porter.
Portillo's. Chavez will send it out to Morrell. Morrell has two defenders on him, so we'll give it back to Porter. Porter plays it in, tries to get it into Patterson. Defended well there by Nishanian. The Rowdies will come away with a loose ball. It's Nanchoff, got 35 out, and he'll find Portillos on the near side. Ristov. Collins in the possession, still goes with the Rowdies. Chavez. Not a lot of help inside, so he'll find Lowe. Out wide to Porter. Porter over his foot. And for viewers in Tampa Bay, you're watching Rowdy Soccer on this TV, Tampa Bay. After all the action, actually, I think we're going to tell you about the next home game, which is August 19th versus Ottawa Fury on this TV, Tampa Bay. The pregame show starts at 7, followed by the Rowdies and Fury. Live from Al Lang Field at 7:30, right here on this TV, Tampa Bay, and exactly where you're watching it now, whether it be any of those cable companies, Spectrum, Fios, or Comcast. So the Rowdies have it. And that's in 2 weeks. The Rowdies will be on the road next week, Lee. They'll see if they can continue what has been home success on the road, where they've struggled to get wins. They have gotten some points off the road, but not the wins that is really kind of separated from the very top and to being one of those teams just behind the first place teams. Here's Schaefer. Into the corner for Portillos. It'll roll too far. It will be a goal kick. Portillos that he didn't run after it. Thought it would be a corner kick. It's not. So the goal kick will go for Harrisburg. Into the 33rd minute here at Al Lang Stadium. Mike Pepper, Lee Godfrey, Heather Donnelly. The Tampa Bay Rowdies on a Neil Collins goal lead 1-0 here in USL action from St. Petersburg. Collins wins that header. Patterson and Schaefer. Schaefer uses the body. Gets it back to Ristov. Georgie finds the open man. Michael Nanchuk.
Routine here, Mike, in the first half. This is the patience and the build-up that Stuart Campbell talks about. They did get that all-important early goal. Now it's just a matter of breaking down Harrisburg City Islanders, moving them from left to right. It's a hot, humid night out there, and they're doing all the running right now, and you got to chase down that ball and try to close down the Rowdies on it. This is just going to wear them out and allow the Rowdies to try to, thread the needle when that moment comes to be able to get it through their back line for an opportunity on goal.
Chavez looks forward. He's got Ristov, who's come back from his forward position. Drops into Portillo's. Nanchoff. Again, Michael Nanchoff. Schaefer standing on the sideline. He'll get it back in towards Ristov. Little space, so he'll cut it inside. Patterson drops it well for Chavez. Chavez sending towards the corner for Porter. Kyle Porter runs it down. He'll go first time, whips it near post, off the chest and towards goal. Boy, Nishanian probably just didn't handle that one where he wanted to. Porter did whip it in, but it will be a U.S. Ameribank corner kick for the Rowdies.
You have to be very careful there, don't you, Mike, on that clearance, because the fact that he's just chested that, you want to make sure that your arms are in tight at your body too, and not have that go off, and then make sure your keeper knows you're doing that too, because that's very close to being deflected in as an own goal, hitting that side netting near post.
Well, the last U.S. Ameribank corner kick from this corner resulted in the Rowdies' goal. Chavez went high, and Collins able to punch it home with the foot. This one sent in by Nanchoff. Miller punches it high and out of the area, and the second ball continued on up the field. Portillos is able to get it to Schaefer. The big men are still there, Lowe and Collins. They're the target on this one, but Schaefer hangs it up. Collins up high to challenge. He'll be whistled for the, well, I don't know if he's whistled for the foul. It's actually a goal kick.
Yeah, and I think that's the right call that the referee allowed. That's a 50-50 ball, I think, Mike. Here's the Schaefer cross. Look at Collins coming in. He's up in the air. And I think they've just given the goal kick.
They did. I would say as a goalkeeper, I think the arm made contact beforehand, so a little fortunate not to be whistled for a foul. Nothing physical, or nothing violent.
If it would have found the back of the net, I think Harrisburg City Islanders would have felt hard done by.
100% agree. And sometimes, though, it does make you think, as a goalkeeper, is he going to call this? So it is something that you would like to see that foul called at any action. Nevertheless, it was a goal kick, no harm done in any sense, and as we mentioned, not a violent foul. On the far side is Mohammed. Mohammed tries to get it into Grosh. Doesn't get it there. Now it's back out towards Morrell. Neil Collins. Wide to Porter. Nice job keeping it in. Kyle Porter back on the left foot. Now we go to the right towards the line. The drive across. It will go over the line. It will be another U.S. Ameribank corner kick for the Rowdies. And they see the one shot is all that the Rowdies have, Lee. and that is the Collins down. The Harrisburg shot was from about 35, 40 yards out by Olabi'i that was easily handled by Matt Pickens. Here's Nanchoff. He'll take this towards the back post this time. Collins heads it back, and it will go off the backside of Nishania, and it will be another US Ameribank corner kick for the Rowdies.
Yeah, just the one shot so far, but Mike, you certainly can't say they haven't been creating here for sure. Bill Betcher can't be happy with the amount of corner kicks that the Rowdies have already had and close calls in the box here in the first 38 minutes of play.
So Nanchoff will take this one. This will be an outswinger. Miller punches that one. Not very well that time. That one's at about the spot. Collins heads it down, but Harrisburg able to clear it out on the second ball. Schaefer and Porter together now. And as low as the pressure coming out, he'll get it back to his goalkeeper Pickens. Again, for those just tuning in, Matt Pickens' 100th appearance as a Tampa Bay Rowdy.
He's just about accomplished everything in a career that, you know, an American keeper can ask for. I think he'd love to add a USL championship to that career. He has one in Major League Soccer with the Colorado Rapids.
Good work there as Schaefer gets it back from Ristoff this time. He'll whip it in. That one's there. Offside flag comes up as Patterson may have been there. Miller was in no man's land. And Patterson's asking how he was offside in that case.
Yeah, I thought that he timed that properly there. You see his 100th appearance with the Tampa Bay Rowdies. Congratulations to Matt. In some fine company with the Rowdies that have made over 100 appearances.
Yamada, Sanfilippo, Ristoff, and Savage is the fifth in the new modern. That one shot just wide. An opportunity there for Ola taken. And it didn't take much. Ola able to get it down and able to turn. His shot just misses the far post.
Yeah, good effort at goal. Have another look at this here from this angle to see where Matt Pickens was, and that's taken from a long way out. I think if you look at that far post and Pickens' positioning, I think he may have been there as far as cutting off that angle.
It was that kind of a severe angle, but still, it was a little closer than the Rowdies probably like, but Pickens seemed to give the thumbs up to his defense. Matt Pickens told to speed it up just a little bit. 41st minute here at Al Lang Stadium. Pickens drives it high, looking for Ristoff. Ristoff on the challenge. Ball comes down to Bond. Bond can't connect, and it's now Marcel Schaefer who has it for the Rowdies. And Chavez. A little far for Nanchoff. A little miscommunication. Mohammed has it taken off by his teammate, Olabi'i.
Neil Collins having a great game, stepping up again, causing that turnover. He's done that on a few occasions, and he has the goal so far. So for me, in this first half of the game, he has been the man of the match.
Nanchoff under pressure, gets the free kick, and soccer fans, Nike is an official sponsor of the USL. For more information, visit NikeSoccer.com. We got on that. Either go to Nike.com/soccer or NikeSoccer.com. Take your pick. Here's Morrell. Chipped in. Off to Patterson. He tries to drop it down. He does. Volley shot by Ristoff is blocked. The loose ball now. It's Marcel Schaefer. Schaefer tees it up. It's blocked. Now it's going to be run down by Portillos. Zach Portillos into Schaefer. Schaefer whips this one across, and it's off of Harrisburg. It will be another US Ameribank corner kick for the Rowdies.
Yeah, this time Brandon Miller just coming out and getting a foot on that one. That was some great sustained pressure by the Rowdies. Harrisburg City Islanders doing a good job of closing down and blocking those opportunities, but once again, another USL Ameribank corner kick.
So it'll be Nanchoff again, another outswinger this time. Michael Nanchoff delivers. It's headed down and it's off Miller. Miller able to get to it. I think it may have been Patterson that got his head on it. You can see 7 of the corner kicks for the Rowdies. Is USL Ameribank very happy with that commitment to this week.
Yeah, it's Patterson getting up, doing a good job, getting down, bouncing that ball and off the pitch, but just not getting enough on that to make it an issue for Miller. And Mike, like I said earlier, don't count out Louisville City. They've closed that gap to 1 now. 2-1 is the score there in the 53rd minute of play.
Patterson. Able to go. As we mentioned again at the Charlotte Independence and Louisville City FC draw, the Rowdies have an opportunity to move into a 3-way tie for first tonight. With Charlotte and Charleston, Louisville City would be 1 point behind. It would be a throw-in here for Harrisburg. Still lots of soccer to be played. They're in second half action. We're coming up on the half as we've about to enter the 45th minute. Did have the injury with Cole Porter. Tries to head it back. He does to Pickens, and he'll get it back. Porter runs out. The injury to Cole in the 7th minute. And as we pointed out, the injury, typically you don't see that much stoppage time, but I understand we're going to see 3 minutes leave after we conclude this minute. Collins swings it across to Damian Lowe. Here's Morrell, a little aggressive, and he has it taken away by Olabi. But then Marcel Schaefer strong and takes it away from Jamie Thomas. It's Porter. Porter sent in, and it's Brent. Good work there by Grosh. Good tackle by Portillos.
Yeah, well done there by Zach.
Saw 3 minutes on the screen. Schaefer. Chavez. Looking long. He's been dangerous there. Porter off the chest. Cannot get it around Mohammed. Will pressure him, but shove forward. It would be the goal kick, I guess. Looked like it may have gone over the line. It's the goal kick. Porter's had some opportunities down the wing and has earned a couple of corner kicks and put in a couple dangerous balls.
Yeah, he's done a good job offensively getting up that right-hand side of the pitch and really pressuring Harrisburg City Islanders to deal with him.
Papa, as Lowe is strong on that header. Morrell undercut this time, but play on. Harrisburg has it. They'll look at wide for Bond. Bond goes at Portillos. He has help from Ristov. Ristov will stand him up, and now Bond plays it back for McLaws. A bad ball that time by Grosh.
You can see, look at Stuart Campbell motioning the Rowdies forward with all that space.
Morrell in for Schaefer. Marcel Schaefer out towards the top. Nanchoff will tee it up. That's a deflection, and it'll be number 8 as far as the U.S. Ameribank corner kicks. This one in the final minute of stoppage time in the first half. Nanchoff runs over to take this one.
wonder what the record is in a half by not just two teams combined, but one team, Mike, in a half.
Rowdies did make one of their previous 7 count. They'll look to see if they can do the same thing with number 8. This one sent towards the back post. It's headed up, out by Harrisburg. It's Damian Lowe that runs it down. It's Morell's shot, and it's saved by Miller. Not finding a corner, but Morell able to get a strong shot off into the gut of the goalkeeper, Miller.
Yeah, fortunately for Miller, it is right at him because Morell had the time and space to be able to let one go, and he did get all of that one, but right to the keeper.
And that's the halftime whistle. The Rowdies on a Neil Collins, I believe his 17th minute goal, able to get that 1-0 lead. And right now Heather Donnelly is with Stuart Campbell.
Thanks, Mike. Coach, a really nice first half for you guys. A lot of opportunities, 8 corner kicks. What enabled you to have so much offensive success?
Yeah, just the way we're moving the ball really, really well. When we keep possession, we were causing big problems for them. So now and again, we're just taking a little bit of a risk, try to force with a killer ball, but we're just looking to keep moving the ball in and keep possession of it.
Tough blow there, losing Joe Cole early on in the game. What can you say about that, and can you update us at all on his status?
No, I can't update you at all. Like I said, obviously it must be pretty bad if he's had to come off so early, because like he'd obviously try and get through it. But credit to Nano, he's come on a little bit earlier than what he probably expected, and I thought he's done great.
All right, thanks, Coach. Guys.
Thank you, Heather. And we got the halftime show coming up. The Rowdies lead the City Islanders 1-0. You're watching Tampa Bay Rowdies soccer on this TV, Tampa Bay.
Today, we can connect more, play more, do more. And all that more takes energy. At Duke Energy, we're doing more too. More innovative technology, like ways to fix outages before they happen, for more reliable energy every day. So no matter how much you do, we're always here, with power for your life.
Can you feel it? That vibe. It's here on America's best beaches. Feel it in unique mashups of amazing, crazy, and wow. So within every moment, you live amplified. St. Pete Clearwater, solar powered and radiating 1,000,000 megawatts of possibility. Dive in deeper at liveamplified.com.
If you're new in town and working on your dreams and you don't know what you need, we got the perfect plan for you. My Blue, we are here for you, for you, for you. We're Florida Blue. Don't you worry now, 'cause you don't have to. Here we always say we got you. We are here for you. This is your home, Florida Blue.
Some people are blessed. Compassion and empathy are second nature. Being selfless increases their self-worth. They consider caring for others a calling, not a sacrifice. And we consider them our role models. Because if humanity can make the world a better place, imagine what it can do for healthcare.
Welcome back to St. Petersburg on a moonlit night here over Tampa Bay as the Rowdies lead the Harrisburg City Islanders 1-0. Mike Pepper alongside Lee Godfrey at the half. And Lee, when we look at the teams out here, it's been pretty one-sided. Harrisburg City Islanders did have one chance at Matt Pickens, but really Rowdies with possession, opportunities through the corner. Not a lot on goal, but still enough to give them 1-0 lead.
No, certainly Stuart Campbell, though, I still think would be happy with his play in the first 45 minutes of play because they did dominate it in possession, in passing, and opportunities, especially on those set-piece opportunities as we take a look at those first half highlights. Some good work by a lot of players on the pitch tonight, especially by this guy on that right-hand side, Kyle Porter, really getting forward from that right back position, causing a lot of problems for the left back on Harrisburg City Islanders. Here again, Look at the pace to catch up to this ball forward and then have the whereabouts to stop it and put it off Thomas for the corner kick. One of 8 for the Tampa Bay Rowdies. Here's a look at the goal. Michael Nanshoff comes on for the injured Joe Cole. That one takes a deflection right there and falls to the foot of Neil Collins, who comes in forward on these corner kicks, and he's able to tap that up into the top corner for his second goal of the year for the Tampa Bay Rowdies. He's been fantastic defensively tonight as well. But here's a look on how they're really spreading out Harrisburg City Islanders. And again, Zach Portillo's getting forward to be able to cross that ball, and Miller's had to do quite a bit of work, Mike. He's had to play positionally very well, coming out and fisting out and punching out corner kicks. Here's that long ball just wide. There was another opportunity that Matt Pickens was able to save, but that is really all Harrisburg City Islanders had on goal in that first 45 minutes.
And I think when you see stats, there's the lead in the shots, 8-2. Not a lot on goal either way, but the corner kicks, and it tells you possession really has been played on one end of the field, gives the Rowdies the 1-0 lead throughout. And I think, going on to it, on a hot night, Harrisburg City Islanders are going to have to try and go early to get an equalizer. Otherwise, it will be a longer second half.
Yeah, I think so. I think they're going to have to take a few more chances, which might open them up a little bit more. And again, the Rowdies have to be a little bit careful right around that box area, because Harrisburg City Islanders do like to try to go for that long shot. If they see a couple yards space, they're going to try to test Matt Pickens.
We got more coming up on the halftime show. Stay with us here. You're watching Tampa Bay Rowdies soccer on this TV, Tampa Bay.
At Tropical Smoothie Cafe, we want you to eat better and feel better with smoothies made from better-for-you ingredients and food crafted with the bold flavors you love, like our Chipotle Chicken Club flatbread with grilled chicken, bacon, pepper jack, and chipotle mayo, or our Island Green Smoothie with fresh kale and spinach, banana, mango, and pineapple. Life's too good to settle for anything less. Chipotle Chicken Club and Island Green Smoothie at Tropical Smoothie Cafe. Eat better, feel better.
Florida Print Solutions is St. Petersburg's leader for the best quality, service, marketing, and printing solutions for your business, always with free pickup and delivery. At Florida Print Solutions, we stand for our community. Superior product quality, effective business solutions, and of course, we stand for printing. Make your next call to Florida Print Solutions and take your business image to the next level. Florida Print Solutions is an official sponsor of the Tampa Bay Rowdies.
Let's go. Come on. Short cut's on 3. 1, 2, 3, short pass!
How can you be more? We're on the road showing real people the stain-fighting power of OxyClean.
Stains on t-shirt, I see it coming out pretty quickly. The stain is gone.
That's a huge difference. You could see how it was really disgusting and how white it is now.
Looks like the stain is coming out. The OxyClean started to lift it up. I'm pretty impressed.
OxyClean, America's #1 versatile stain remover. Now get the power of OxyClean in a detergent. 1 cap beats 4 of theirs. OxyClean gets the tough stains out.
The new locale at Sundial in St. Petersburg. More than a market. For breakfast, lunch, dinner, eat it here or take it home. Fresh-made sushi, Pan-Asian dishes, mouth-watering burgers, ice-cold beer, specialty drinks, and decadent desserts. Lunch hour or happy hour. Enjoy it here or take it home. More than a market. Come and taste locale at Sundial in St. Petersburg.
I'm a retired school psychologist, and helping people was my thing.
I was very independent and thought I could take care of myself. I fell, and I had to have Meals on Wheels.
After my stroke, when Meals on Wheels started, I was on the other end of the stick, so to speak.
Meals on Wheels, coming to my door as someone who's housebound, having someone check on me, assures me that I'm not forgotten.
Meals on Wheels has given me a mode of freedom that I wouldn't have otherwise.
We're the clients.
We are the clients.
We are the clients of Meals on Wheels.
America, let's do lunch.
1 in 6 seniors faces the threat of hunger, and millions more live in isolation. Drop off a hot meal and say a quick hello. Volunteer by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
Every year, 40% of all food in the U.S. never gets eaten.
40%. That's almost half the food we produce.
Food waste is a serious problem. It impacts all of us.
And it's expensive. Your family is throwing $1,500 a year in the trash.
We're working hard to put food waste on the chopping block.
And you can do the same at home.
Learn how to cook it, store it, and share it.
Just don't waste it.
Go to savethefood.com.
USL fans, it's time to vote. The 5 nominees have been named for USL Player of the Month, recognizing top performers from the month of July. The Charlotte Independents lead the way with 2 nominees, Jorge Herrera and Enzo Martinez. Herrera scored 8 goals and added 2 assists as the Independents went undefeated throughout the month of July. Martinez added 3 goals and 3 assists, helping Charlotte move into second place in the Eastern Conference. Real Monarchs SLC's Chandler Hoffman pushed his way into the USL Golden Boot race, scoring 5 goals throughout the month to go along with 2 assists. FC Cincinnati's GB Fall continues to be dominant. The Senegalese striker recorded 4 goals and 1 assist in the month of July. Rochester goalkeeper Tomas Gomez also had a stellar month, posting a .60 goals against average, behind 3 shutouts and 14 saves across 5 appearances. Voting comes to a close Monday, August 7th at 9 a.m. Eastern, and the winner will be announced Thursday, August 10th. For USL Network, I'm Morgan Conklin.
It's a short ride from your neighborhood to your naturehood. Find fun activities to do, like boating and biking, or camping and hiking, plus much more. To find a neighborhood park or green space near you, visit discovertheforest.org.
They said I have troll teeth.
That my voice sounded like a possessed baby doll.
That no one would ever love someone as stupid as me.
That I was fat, ugly.
Disgusting.
The effect of bullying is potent.
We will no longer be the silent majority.
Now, when you see online bullying, there's something you can do about it.
We're gonna take action with the I.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness, and so are you.
We got the sun. We got today. We got the sun. Jumping. Got it right through the night. Got it dialed in. It's just you and me in a perfect day.
Sundial, the place to shop and dine in downtown St. Petersburg. The new locale at Sundial in St. Petersburg. More than a market. For breakfast, lunch, dinner, eat it here or take it home. Fresh-made sushi, Pan-Asian dishes, mouth-watering burgers, ice-cold beer, specialty drinks, and decadent desserts. Lunch hour or happy hour. Enjoy it here or take it home. More than a market. Come and taste locale at Sundial in St. Petersburg.
Like apple pie.
And welcome back to Al Link Stadium. We're at the half of the Rowdies and City Islanders, 1-0. But again, a reminder, 2 weeks from tonight, Rowdies, Ottawa Fury. Our coverage starts at 7 o'clock, Al Lang Stadium. Kickoff at 7:30. You see the channels. This TV, Tampa Bay. Right now, let's check in with Heather Donnelly down on the sideline with the head coach, Phil Betcher.
Thank you, Mike. Coach, you're down 1-0 here at the half. What do you want to see differently out of your team in the second 45 minutes?
Well, we got to have a lot more energy. I mean, I thought we looked very flat. We looked like a tired team. So, I mean, we need to pick it up. We need to press them a little bit more, make it difficult for them. I thought we made it way too easy for them in the first half.
All right, thanks, Coach. Guys.
Thank you, Heather. And Lee, I believe that they are set to make a couple of substitutions. Johnny Mendoza will be on for Mike Ola. And your guy, your player to watch, it will be Paul Wilson, who will also make his way on. I believe we'll try and see. I think that's going to be for Jamie Thomas. We saw Thomas coming off the field limping rather significantly after the first 45.
Yeah, you're right. So Betcher wants to make those changes immediately and give a full 45 minutes to these players to try to do what you just heard him say to Heather Donnelly down on the sideline. And Paul Wilson is the leading goal scorer from that attacking midfield position. And we'll see if Johnny Mendoza can make a difference as well for Harrisburg City Islanders. As you're right, it was a controlled half by the Tampa Bay Rowdies. So if they need to have a little bit more heart out here if they hope to equalize and get a result here at Al Lang Stadium. The Rowdies, I think they need to keep doing more of what they need to do. Be aware of Harrisburg City Islanders around the 18-yard box and don't give them those long shot opportunities. Make sure they mark their players into the box of the ball. Don't get caught ball watching. And try to add that all-important second goal like they did last week against Pittsburgh Riverhounds when Marcel Schaefer sent a beautiful over-the-top ball to Alex Morel to put it away for the Rowdies to earn that full 3 points.
One thing I can say for sure is Harrisburg did not get taller. Wilson 5'4", Mendoza 6'6" there on the field, but maybe to try and keep a little bit more possession here in the second half. Shawnian gets it in. Actually, that is Wilson, who's kind of dropped back a little bit. As the Rowdies push their pressure up, it is Miller that at his feet. Wilson. As Harrisburg moves up the field and they'll turn it over. Nanchoff is taken down. Let's check in with Heather Donnelly on the sideline.
Well, Mike, in the first half, we talked about the good numbers for the Rowdies when scoring first, that great statistic, 8-4-1. Well, at the half, when the Rowdies are leading, they are 5-2-0 this season. So another good statistic in Tampa Bay's favor, guys.
Oh, quick throw for Harrisburg, and Harrisburg looking to try to neutralize that deficit early, but Porter able to recover. He'll look up the field. It will be a Harrisburg throw. Far side is McLaws. He'll play it off of Bristoff. Be a throw in. Here's Wilson, who gets it from Olabi. Wilson tries to slot it into Bond, and Bond will play it out wide to McLaws. Back to Wilson. And back to Olabi. Olabi, a little space, looking forward, up to Bond. Harrisburg, still possession. That one sent by Wilson towards the corner. Portillas gets to it first, but Wilson will run down the loose ball. Olabi. Muhammad and Nanchoff are tied up. Nanchoff will get called for a foul. I think that one may have been the case the second ball. Muhammad kind of really pulled on him, but Nanchoff reacted and got called for the reaction and pulling him back.
Yeah, Nanchoff, you'll see here on the replay as he comes into the picture. He gets in there. It's right there. The little pull on the jersey with his left hand on the right-hand side of Mohamed.
I thought Mohamed probably had fouled him prior to that, but it was certainly no doubt about when the whistle happened. It was Nanchoff called for the second foul. So as the wall is set, Wilson to send it. It's a four-man wall for the Rowdies. Long way out.
Yeah, if you can hit all this though,
Wilson
some movement.
Plays it into the area. It's headed out. Lowe on the second ball, and Patterson. We're going to look for Damian Lowe trying to run, but that ball not there, and Patterson behind the ball is taken down. And while the ball is played back, let's check it with Heather Donnelly. Might have an update on Joe Cole from his injury in the first half.
Yeah, just a little update for you guys. They're calling it a back injury, which is what you thought it could be after seeing him go down there in the first half. The good news is he's still here at the stadium. He's in the locker room getting medical treatment here, but they didn't have to take him away to the hospital or anything like that. So a little bit of good news for Joe Cole, guys.
Thanks, Heather. And it looked like he had probably maybe strained it slightly when he made the first contact. He did kind of hit it afterwards. Don't know if it's a bruise, but I think it was probably affected slightly before it, Lee. I don't know if you saw the same thing I did. You did that same reaction.
Yeah, it will be interesting to see what sort of injury and what timeline it is for Joe Cole.
This one, Schaefer sent in, header by Patterson. Miller, what a ball by Schaefer again, and Patterson from the penalty spot hits the header on goal, but it was pretty much at Miller. Good positioning by the Harrisburg goalkeeper. Here's Harrisburg looking forward as Wilson gets the ball back. He'll turn. He'll play it up. Now it's out to McLaws. Sean McLaws back to Wilson. Wilson looking across the field. This might be the first touch for Mendoza. Mendoza cuts it inside. He'll get it back. Dropping it. Now the overlap for Mohamed. He'll play it inside. Stepped over left. Second ball, and it's cleared out. Patterson holds it down now as he looks for help. Nanchoff. And as Ristoff is pulled down, this might be our first caution. That one, the professional foul, as Georgie Ristoff had a little space, and it goes to John Grush. Well, the USL is one of the most prominent second division professional leagues in the world, featuring some of the game's top talent and rising stars. Stay up to date with all the latest league news by visiting uslsoccer.com and follow the league on Twitter @USL. Nanchoff plays it short. He'll get it back. Nanchoff wide for Porter now. Kyle Porter at the defender Mohamed. A nice tackle by Mohamed, who will get called for the foul. I don't know if the initial one was there, Lee. It looked like it, perhaps the second leg maybe came in and got Porter from behind. Rowdies will play it quickly, looking for Morrell. Morrell, but Mendoza read it well. Mendoza ran him off, and Mendoza will earn the free kick.
Well, a quick sequence of events there, Mike, for the Rowdies as they take it quickly. Here's another look at that challenge, and I think it's the arm around, the left arm. I think that he actually kind of did win the ball, but because he had that arm around Kyle Porter, that's what the referee saw.
So this free kick back in the area is Morrell. Rowdies tried to play it quick, but good job by Mendoza for the City Islanders of reading that. So while Ola B.E. gets it back, and for Brent, Travis Brent. Grosh is in the book. It's the first yellow card of the night for either team. Grosh will lose that. Chavez tries to slot it to Morrell, just a little bit too far in front of him.
Yeah, and Morrell would have had a lot of space there, Mike, but still a great job by Alex Morrell to stay with it, not give up, and win the ball back for the Rowdies.
Lowe Able to get it back to his goalkeeper, Pickens.
I think the second half, Mike, one thing that the Rowdies have to be aware of is, you know, you just saw last week against the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. I don't think the Rowdies slowed down play at all. It looked like Pittsburgh just started to play a little bit what they are more accustomed to as after a poor first half. Harrisburg City Islanders are going to be thinking the same thing. They had a poor first half, and their coach wasn't happy. So the Rowdies, you know, might not, you know, be able to have it as easy as they did in the first 45. So they still have to stay mentally aware out there that this could be a team that's going to come out a little harder here in the second 45 and with a couple of pairs of fresh legs.
Mendoza will pit Lowe under pressure early, and Lowe will just have to sit at the field, and apparently he didn't. It will be a throw-in for the City Islanders. Played quickly, Wilson and Mendoza, but Damian Lowe was able to strongly win that one. Nanshaw finds Collins, and the Rowdies are out. They'll look to move forward. Schaefer slots it in. Portillo's on the run. Portillo's has space. He'll whip it across and goes. Maybe Zach should have brought it in a little bit more. 3 defenders chasing it, but it will be a U.S. Ameribank corner kick for the Rowdies.
Well, he did see Patterson pointing where he wanted the ball. He had his head up, and he tried to get it around the back 2 center backs, but he did not. He hit it too much, just directly to his right, instead of putting that ball a little bit more out front for Patterson to run onto.
Nanshaw out swinging, corner kick. He'll take this one. Sent towards the center of the box. Miller punches it away. It's top of the box, and Grosh heads it away. But it's run down by Nanshaw. He'll send it back post. Collins is still up forward. He'll head it back across the face of the goal, and nothing going as it will go out for a goal kick.
Yeah, not cleared very well there by the City Islanders. And that ball comes back across to Neil Collins, and he gets another head on it. He's been doing it at both ends of the pitch tonight, Mike.
So Nishanian looks forward. Well, let's check in with Heather Donnelly on the sideline.
Well, Mike, taking a look at the yellow card watch tonight for the Rowdies. There's only been 1 card so far in this game, which works in their favor. Right now, Damian Lowe is sitting on 7 yellow cards. If he gets 1 more, he'll be suspended for the next game. Keith Savage is also on yellow card watch, but not an issue for him tonight. He's not in tonight's game. He's still nursing that injury that he picked up a couple of weeks ago. But for Damian Lowe, he's got to be careful. The Rowdies trying to still maintain this shutout, but he obviously does not want to get that yellow card and be suspended for next weekend's match. Guys.
Thank you. The good news is that Mika McKenna-Weary's the shot goes over the top of the crossbar by Harrisburg.
Yeah, Matt
will be available.
Yeah, he will. So the Rowdies won't lose a step if that does in fact happen. But it's the stuff that the Rowdies have to be aware of, giving Harrisburg City Islanders a little bit of space and having a go at goal there. And Matt Pickens was there all night long and knew that it was going over the goal, and you saw him pull his hands back down to get the goal kick. And it looks like Charlotte Independence could be on their way, Mike, to going outright first place tonight, as it's now the 86th minute of play, and they hold a 3-1 lead now over Louisville City.
So a 3-way tie for first looks unlikely, but the Rowdies hang on here. They will move into a tie for second with the Charleston Battery. Ristoff able to head it on, but it's won by McLaws. He'll dribble through, but Schaefer able to get it from him. Morrell drops it back, and now it's still back out. Ristoff gets it to Collins.
I believe that the Battery are on plus 14, Mike, for goals, and the Rowdies at plus 10.
It would be plus 11 with this
right
result
now,
here.
yes. So they need to get a few more goals. As the Rowdies right now going into this with 10.
We got the other ball.
And for viewers in Tampa Bay, you're watching Rowdies Soccer on This TV Tampa Bay. After all the action on the field, check out all the movie action on Tampa Bay's first broadcast movie channel. The Rowdies' home is this TV, Tampa Bay, and of course, when it's not Rowdies, it is the 24-hour free movie channel. So what you're watching us on now, watch this TV. Damian Lowe looking long. Significantly, Lee, though, the Charleston Battery will have played the same amount of games as the Tampa Bay Rowdies. The Rowdies have been at more games played than everyone, so the games in hand are coming back into play. Charlotte and Louisville will each have 2 and 3 games in hand, respectively. As Stuart Campbell looks on. There's goalkeeper Matt Pickens walking across the goal. Pickens wearing the captain's armband since Joe Cole had to leave. No challenge by the Rowdies. It's one. Little Papa Mensah with it, but the Rowdies able to get it from him, and Portillo's reviews Pickens. Pickens under a little bit of pressure, and Wilson just sends it up the field. Good movement there, and pulled down. That's Ristoff is taken down. This could be another card here. This time it will go to Travis Brent.
And if he's in the middle of the pitch, Mike, with that sort of space, that I think would be a direct card, red card rather, for last man back. But he wasn't, so he gets the yellow for sure, as he knew he was beat. Absolutely. Ristoff was running right around him with a big head of speed. And you could hear it in the crowd, too.
Another look is
great ball forward by Schaefer, and then just that little push out by Patterson, and there's the tug on the jersey, the pull to take down Georgi Ristoff, who was going full speed ahead.
Do you think the Harrisburg player low behind him may have had the angle, so that's why, as you pointed out, being out wide, probably saved from the ejection. Looks like Harrisburg will be set to make their 3rd and final sub. They made 2 at the half.
A lot of time left in this game with this heat, Mike, and you think of injuries already with Joe Cole, and it's pretty easy to pull something in this sort of heat or to start to cramp up. And if something goes wrong, that will be it.
It's Jake Bond. They're playing with 9 on the field right now as Harrisburg. Or, excuse me, 10 on the field with the keeper. So 10 v 11, but it will be the sub. They will let him make it.
Opoku is coming into the game for Jake Bond.
So it will be Frederick Yamoa Opoku. But it's Nanchoff on this free kick. Nanchoff towards the back post looking for Lowe. Lowe doesn't challenge for it, says he was being pulled. Morrell able to win the header and gets it into Lowe. Morrell towards the line. That one's deflected and won. The player there will be a throw-in for the Rowdies. The Harrisburg player is still down, but it was the Harrisburg player that created the contact.
Yeah, and I think they actually hit heads, and he got the worst of it. And Morrell just kept going because it really was a 50-50 challenge. Watch right here as Morrell comes into it. And they both go up. That's the following elbow or shoulder after Morrell wins the header.
So yeah, Mohammed had that. And not good timing there. It's going to be a throw-in for the Rowdies right near the corner flag. But Mohammed and the City Islanders have used all 3 of their substitutions. But Mohammed's going to have to stay in this one right now. He was looking for a foul. He initiated the contact. Unfortunately, his head did hit Morrell. So Nanchoff and Morrell will work. Morrell around Mohammed, able to keep it to Chavez, and they'll just keep possession. Chavez able to find Patterson. Back to Nanchoff. Tees it up, just misses the post. Good ball movement by the Rowdies. Just wide of the net.
That was a fantastic opportunity from distance there. The little push off there, and Nanchoff, that one just misses. And I think Miller would have been a little late getting over to that one if that doesn't go to the outside of the post.
Wilson with it, he'll keep it. Mohammed. Olabi. And Shani in a crossover to Brent.
Poor pass and easy pickup by the Rowdies as Harrisburg City Islanders give away possession once again.
Porter and Nanchoff. So Poku moves in. They'll move Mendoza out wide right now. Will Harrisburg. And it's Ristoff back out wide to Collins. Collins inside. Schaefer. Good work by the Rowdies again. Played towards Portillos. It'll be just a little far for Zach Portillos, and the latest USL news is on Sirius XM FC. Tune into USL Coast to Coast with Mike Watts, Mondays at 7 p.m. Eastern on Channel 85. Sirius XM FC will also air the USL Game of the Week. Check USLsoccer.com for dates and times.
That was one of the first times that in a while that Marcel Schaefer wasn't accurate. Just got a little bit too much on that pass for the speedy Zach Portillos.
There's Mohammed. Has to tie his shoe again. Wilson dropping all the way back. Now Olavi'i.
See about the same as we saw in the first half. Possession favoring the Rowdies. Harrisburg City Islanders trying to get something going here. They've had a couple of shots from distance, but that's about it.
Still only trailing by one as Mendoza able to look forward. Now sent out. McLaws. Played in. Not a good ball. Second ball, though, one. Wilson gets it into Olabi'i. McLaws. Inside cannot connect, and Mendoza was wide. It would be a throw in for the Rowdies.
Yeah, unfortunate there that one was too far ahead, and that's what Stuart Campbell said before the break going into the locker room, that those are the type of build-ups that the Rowdies have to be very wary of and not to capitalize on. Like you said, they haven't been able to get that second goal to really, put Harrisburg City Islanders in a bad spot. They're still well within this match, so they're still going with the same game plan. The Rowdies only made that one substitution because of the Joe Cole injury. Have two more on the bench they can make.
Wilson on a nice turn. Will earn a corner kick. It will be Harrisburg's first of the night. And they'll play it quickly short. Wilson from Mendoza, and it's free. About 20 out. Not a good first touch, but Harrisburg still does have possession. Opoku sends it in, and that one headed away. It will be a throw in for Harrisburg.
See Matt Pickens pushing the guys to get forward, get up, get out, try to establish that line.
That's sent in, and Wilson on the full volley over the crossbar. We talked about that quite a bit this year here, Lee, and 11 games. The Rowdies only conceded 5. Matter of fact, only given up a goal in 3 of those games. Of course, Charleston got 3 themselves.
Was 3, so you figure 2 goals in 10 games this season. It shows just how strong the Rowdies defend and how teams come into this place knowing that too. Certainly is a psychology to that, Mike, when every team that knows it comes here, how many clean sheets the Rowdies have had at home, that they try to devise a style to defend, and they know that they're not going to have many opportunities to score in a match, that they have to make the most of it. So there's a mental aspect to that too, just heading into it. That makes Al Lang such a special place to play for the Tampa Bay Rowdies. The Ralph's Mob and the crowds here have been excellent in support of them being that all-important 12th man.
Harrisburg able to come away with the loose ball. They keep possession in their half here. It's Wilson. Again, Wilson. McLaws. Grosh. Looking for an opportunity. Nishanian steps up. Mohammed now up to Opoku. He'll put it in on the left foot. Damian Lowe wins that header. Nanchoff can't get the first touch, so it's Olabi'i that will try and get it in. Damian Lowe steps in front of that. Sent forward by Portillos, looking for Patterson. It's Brent that wins that one. It's over the line. It will be a throw in for the Rowdies, and for viewers in Tampa Bay, this TV has your chance to win a PS4 Pro console and a copy of FIFA 2017 Deluxe Scarf Bundle, plus a special autographed item from the Rowdies. Watch Rowdies home games on this TV all season and look for the clue. Go to MOR-TV.com for game days and times. .7:30 start here at Al Lang. Allows a lot of the Eastern Conference, with most of the games at 7 o'clock tonight. Let's see the results as they pop up.
Well, we'll see the one, Mike, that makes a bit of a difference as far as the Rowdies are concerned in Charleston. There we see it, Charlotte, a 3-1 final. So they go top of the East with 39 points. They have not lost in their last 5 games, 3 wins and 2 draws. And you could probably go further back than that for the last time you saw Charlotte lose a game.
See Ottawa losing it at home to Bethlehem still. Ottawa will be the next Rowdies home game in 2 weeks. Blew a halftime lead. Pittsburgh and Richmond in a draw.
Fury have been struggling as of late. They've only won 1 of their last 5, lost 3 of those.
Grosh will run this one down.
The Rowdies need to step up a little bit more here, Mike. Harrisburg City Islanders controlling quite a bit of this play with only a 1-0 game. Need to close down a little bit. On the defensive side, they're giving a lot of space for them to be able to make those passes. Unfortunately for Harrisburg City Islanders, they can't get it together. They're turning the ball over on their own mistakes.
This one will come to Nanchoff. Michael Nanchoff into Ristoff, and now it's Patterson. Patterson sees the open man. That's Schaefer. Marcel Schaefer whips it in. Patterson shot! Goal! Martin Patterson on a beautiful ball. Marcel Schaefer. The Rowdies lead 2-0.
Oh, that's what they were looking for, Mike, that second goal. And once again, it seems to be the guy setting up all the Rowdies' goals as of late in the run-up play, Marcel Schaefer. Watch that ball into the box, and look at Patterson, unmarked, running in at full speed and just diving into that one and powering it past Brandon Miller, coming right in on it, gets it down. The bounce makes it difficult for Miller to handle, and he can only get a piece of it and watch it go over the goal line and into the back of the net. Patterson once again for the Rowdies, and he's pumped as he is always.
There he is, scaring his children, scaring the fans. Martin Patterson celebrates the goal. A beautiful ball by Schaefer. Patterson on a great run, and to be fair, I think Brandon Miller would say you got to do a little better than that one, but hey, it was power. It was there. It was on net, and it's 2-0 Rowdies.
Yeah, and very similar to last week against the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. An early goal and then one in the latter stages of the match will relieve a little bit of that pressure that Harrisburg City Islanders have been putting on in the last 10 to 15 minutes.
Well, they got a chance here as Mensah. It's Olabi'i and Grosh. They will say that Mensah, and it will be a free kick. It was behind the play. And an opportunity here for Harrisburg.
It's very interesting, Mike, though, because he played possession and Harrisburg City Islanders never gave it up in the next two passes. So I could see if the Rowdies had interrupted that after the foul, that you can go back and say, okay, we're going to give the free kick. But you can see Stuart Campbell up on the bench saying, wait a minute, you played possession and they never lost it. They were still building up. So why he blew the whistle is a little bit confusing to me, as you can see. Yeah, Stuart Campbell saying, what was that?
You got a wall set about 19 yards out. Wilson and Olabi'i are the two over, and it's Olabi'i that's setting this up. We'll say it's 29 yards out. This time it's a four-man wall for the Rowdies. Not quite straight on, but Olabi'i will come around, and Matt Pickens will knock this one to the ground and collect it. Heather Donnelly has an update on Martin Patterson over on the sideline.
Yeah, Mike, this week Martin Patterson talked about the role that he's been on. He scored 3 straight games in July, and he actually felt like he was on a 4-game scoring streak because he did put one in against the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. It was called back because of a questionable foul call, I guess you could say. So according to Martin Patterson, he was on a 4-game scoring streak, making it 5 in a row tonight, guys.
Thank you. It was a questionable foul on Alex Morrell, which may have been enough to give Alex Morrell the player of the week, 2 goals and an assist. But as it was, the young keeper from Portland who saved a couple penalties got first place for player of the week. Alex Morrell did get second with the most votes, and third time in 4 games, Alex Morrell, or third time in 4 weeks, Alex Morrell was on that USL team of the week. Here's Porter down the sideline as Lowe sends it to him. Porter looking for help, doesn't have anyone in the box. He'll give it to Morrell. Morrell under pressure, back to Lowe. So as this one sent up the field just a little bit. I think we'll see another appearance for Walter Restrepo here shortly for the Rowdies, as Alex Morrell might make his way towards the bench.
And Morrell's logged a lot of miles.
This ball's free here. An opportunity now as Ristov is into the area. Ristov, did he at least earn a corner kick? No, it would be a goal kick. Ristov came in, seemed like a pretty good challenge off the ball by Mohammed.
Well, a lot of Ralph's mob and ourselves, Mike, we're down at this end, and I don't know how that can't be a penalty.
Yeah, he played the body. He didn't play the ball.
He doesn't touch the ball, and he just runs right into Georgi Ristov. That is a penalty every day of the year.
It looked like it was more of a shoulder from the initial one, but he saw that replay. Mohammed basically says, I'll run right into you, and then I'll play the ball.
Wow.
Sent up the field, Collins. Collins' clearance is kept in by Wilson. Wilson on it, headed down by Lowe. Collins trying to save a corner kick. Put it in a dangerous position, but the challenge there is sent out. It would be a corner kick now for Harrisburg.
Very fortunate, the Rowdies. They What looked like should have been a penalty kick call at one end, and Harrisburg City Islanders come directly down the other end and force the Rowdies to concede the corner kick.
Mendoza on it. Flipped on. It's low. Runs out. He'll get the second ball. Foul called behind the play as Porter was clipped by one of the players. We see Walter Restrepo, who will be coming on for Alex Morel.
Morel again, like we said, this speedy young player for the Tampa Bay Rowdies. Not getting on the board tonight, but certainly doing a lot off the ball, Mike. He was able to recover for the Rowdies many balls and forced Harrisburg City Islanders to turn it over. Getting a nice round of applause by the fans here at Al Lang Stadium.
Interesting enough, too, Lee, and we watched that. With earlier in the year, Alex Morel, one of his starts against Orlando, maybe played the ball out a little bit to help the game go on. Watch him walk across a 2-0 lead. That's the professionalism. That's what the young players learning. And that's a big part of this young man maturing to the next level.
Absolutely right.
That ball sent in. Now it's behind Damian Lowe. Maybe an offside. No, it would be called. It was an offside. It was behind the ball.
And that's what you need down the stretch. And you learn every game that now that we're into the 80th minute of play, this is about holding on to possession, forcing Harrisburg City to come after you and win that ball, because now the Tampa Bay Rowdies can get into a little bit of time wasting here and there and take precious seconds off the clock. We are at 2-0 again.
Well, Nanchoff gets that ball from Porter, and as it's sent over the line, it will be a U.S. Ameribank corner kick. And for viewers in Tampa Bay, catch the Rowdies at home 2 weeks from tonight, August 19th, versus the Ottawa Fury on This TV Tampa Bay. The pregame show starts at 7, followed by the Rowdies and Fury, live from Al Lang Field at 7:30, right here on This TV Tampa Bay. If you're watching it on your cable provider, it's the same place. It's Michael Nanchoff on this corner. It'll be an in-swinger. Sent in. Headed away, strong header by Muhammad, wins that one out. The ball behind Opoku. Porter will run it down. He'll take a throw and keep it to Damian Lowe. Rowdies will keep possession. It's Portillos and Schaefer. Lowe gets it out to Porter. Restrepo. The touch into Nanchoff. Schaefer able to keep that one. It's a matter of keeping the ball now. It's such a difference. You know, so many times, Lee, they talk about a 2-0 lead. You're relaxing a little bit, but it's 2-0 when you hit the 81st minute. You'd much rather have that 2-goal lead as Restrepo's taken down.
Yeah, and it slows down the other team too. Really takes the wind out of their sails. And now the Rowdies can, you know, pass it around a little more. I think they're still, you know, playing with a bit of pace as you watch them whip that ball around each person and trying to take advantage of a Harrisburg City Islander team that has slowed down a little bit. They'd love to get a third.
Patterson drops it in. Ristoff coming in, and Miller is off his line to get that one before Georgie can get there. Yeah, and I guess to that point, obviously you'd like a 2-0 lead, but sometimes when you have that 2-goal lead at half, or perhaps, and you maybe tuck back in a little bit as it's going to find its way to Matt Pickens, you can allow momentum to get the other direction. Not to say that I wouldn't take a 2-goal lead over a 1-goal lead every day, but you don't want that change of it. And as you hit into that 80th, 82nd minute, it's going to take a lot of work by the trailing team to get it back, particularly when the Rowdies have had such success in defending the goal here at Al Lang.
And it's hot out there. It's got to take a toll now in the second half on these players. It was 85 degrees going in at game time with 70% humidity. I know how much you and I were feeling it when we're not out there on the field.
Just put it this way, thank God for jackets there. That ball sent in towards that and shot on goal by Georgie, and Miller has to come off his line. Martin Patterson
having a little talk to by the official, getting in the face of Brandon Miller. As that one kind of floated there, he had to be very careful coming off his line to know exactly where he was.
Here's Ola beaten. Played up the field. Mendoza's in a race with Portillos. Portillos has a lot of pace himself, and Mendoza will hook Zach Portillos to be a free kick for the Rowdies.
I don't know what Mendoza's asking for. He's the one that pulled down Zach Portillos there, if anything. And I think that, I don't even think it is a goal kick. I think it's a free kick because of the pull on Portillos.
And let's check in with Heather Donnelly down on the sideline.
Well, guys, tonight we are celebrating Matt Pickens' 100th appearance here with the Tampa Bay Rowdies. So let's look back on his first appearance in green and gold. He debuted for Tampa Bay back on April 12th, 2014 here at Allianz Stadium. It was a match against FC Edmonton in front of a crowd of about 7,000 people. It was a 1-1 draw, and he made 4 saves in that match, guys.
Well, it's been a while there in just the little over 3 years. Fought through an injury to his leg in his first year as well. It's been pretty much a steady influence in the back behind this Rowdies back line. Turnover there although Portillos was taken down, so the free kick will go the Rowdies' way. And it's Mendoza again, so there's pushing him away here. Zach Portillos letting him know that's the second time that Mendoza's done that. So
I think, Mike, one that stands out for me from Matt Pickens was also against FC Edmonton here at Allianz Stadium, and it was a late penalty kick that he stopped to allow the Rowdies to hold on to a 3-point win, which would have been a little bit deflating, and to lose a game like that, the last play of the game on a penalty kick. But Matt Pickens did a fantastic job of guessing right, getting the save. It was a huge part of that game and a huge win thanks to Matt Pickens. He's done a great job of helping the Rowdies earn 3 points on many occasions here.
That one was famously at the buzzer, was it not?
Yes, it was. Yeah. At the buzzer.
No buzzer in that. And
you know what? There's been a couple down at our end of the pitch where he had to come in late.
Yeah, the
because
Jacksonville
of an injury,
game, yeah.
and he stood on his head, made 4 or 5 world-class saves in the dying minutes of a game to help the Rowdies hold on.
It's Grosh. Wide now for Nishanian. Grosh again drives this one towards Mendoza. Portillos is on him. Ristoff doesn't get everything on the clearance. It's Wilson into the box. Off the chest of Mensah.
Nice work there by Damian Lowe, and ends up going off Harrisburg there for the goal kick.
Well, as that goes out for a goal kick, we'll remind soccer fans that Nike is an official sponsor of the USL. For more information, visit NikeSoccer.com. Here's Pickens. 87th minute. Rowdies just 3 minutes in stoppage time away from their 9th home shutout of the year, and upping their home record to 9 wins, 2 draws in 12 games.
Yeah, 9 points in their last 3, all by the same goal margin, so 6 goals so far and 0 conceded.
And you could go back to the Cincinnati game as well.
Also 2-0, yeah.
So
at home,
July and August have been a 8-0 positive difference there for the Rowdies in those 4 games, all by the same score. That ball played in towards the box, looking for it, and Neil Collins will head it back to Matt Pickens, as we'll have Darwin Jones maybe making his way on.
Yeah, so Georgie Ristoff will more than likely.
I think it's Patterson, actually. I think that might be coming
Yeah,
off.
Patterson. So Ristov moving to the middle. And
oh, you're right. Sorry.
Darwin Jones will make that move over to the left-hand side.
Perhaps as offside is Walter Restrepo. And that will allow Darwin Jones on for Martin Patterson.
Yeah, that's just a good, classy move by Stuart Campbell in the dying moments. Patterson with that goal and an opportunity to allow the fans to give him a nice sending off onto the pitch.
So you see the Ralph's mob happy and letting Martin Patterson know they appreciate his effort on the night. So Darwin Jones is on. And it looks like maybe Darwin might go up front, and maybe Stuart Campbell will see if Darwin Jones can use that speed beyond the defenders.
Yeah, Georgie's been putting in a lot of miles tonight as well, so have him just drop back a little bit and hold on to this 2-0 lead. No need to press forward right here now in the 89th minute of play.
Here is Schaefer. So Schaefer outstanding again tonight. Another beautiful assist. That ball looking for Jones, headed down, and it's Nishanian for Harrisburg. Into the 90th minute. Wilson. Now up to McLaws. McLaws on the bench in front, or at least on the sideline in front of the bench. 1-2. That ball, rough one back to Pickens. Just touch, though, able to send it up towards Restrepo. Restrepo turns, leaves it in for Schaefer. Schaefer's got Jones. Jones trying to stay inside. Schaefer's just going to take the run. Schaefer into the box. Marcel Schaefer sends it over. Restrepo. Goal! Rowdies! 3-0.
Well, that was just all Schaefer, wasn't it? He made a perfect dummy at the half, thinking that the pass was going to go out to the left-hand side, and he just kept running on the ball and giving it to Restrepo, and it's an easy little chip shot. It was Damian Lowe who kind of had to pull up because he would have been in an offside position, I think, Mike.
I think it was Darwin Jones.
Sorry, it was a Darwin coming forward and in an offside position, so Schaefer looked that way and then just put on the afterburners and pushed that across to his right to Walter Restrepo for his first goal as a member of the Tampa Bay Rowdies.
Welcome to the Rowdies as we have 4 minutes of stoppage time. And Lee, it's one goal closer at the end of the year. Goal differential could come into play with some of these top teams, and the Rowdies inching closer to the Charleston Battery.
Yeah, that would put the Rowdies to 13 plus, and to Charleston Battery went down a goal today, so they're at 14 in goal differential.
Rowdies will be tied for second in the Eastern Conference with the Battery.
They get one more here tonight in the 4 minutes of stoppage. It will be a true tie for second place. As of right now, the Rowdies will still hold third on one goal being the difference.
I think goal scored would be that next one. The Battery have been outstanding to this point, as Georgie Ristov whistled for offside. So regardless,
being
but
the tiebreaker, yeah.
But there's still 11 games, so way too early to look at that. But it is interesting to see as those standings will start to take shape. Here is Mensah. He'll hook Portillo's. It might be a free kick for the Rowdies.
And even after that, it might be head-to-head as well. So
the Battery with 2 wins and the Rowdies in 1 in their 3 matchups. Dropped in short for Justin Chavez, and that little interesting tidbit for Chavez is this Rowdies team and his starts. What is that? 6-0-2, correct? 6 wins, 2 draws, or 6-2-0. The draws come second. Rowdies have yet to lose with him in the starting lineup this year. Foul will go the Rowdies' way. I think it was wrist off. It may have fallen on the ball. Actually, it looks like he is holding that ankle.
Is it ankle or is he holding a little higher? Hopefully it's not his knee. I hope they didn't crack knees there. Yeah, it might be a knee. Georgie trying to walk that off.
So Ola B.E. is issued a yellow card.
Yeah, temper's getting a little bit high here. The late game stuff, when you know it's over, I think that's what Georgie Ristov was a little upset about. Why are you going into that like that at this time of the game? You're 30 seconds from a loss. No need to go in like that in intent to injure.
Well, Restrepo is taken down by Ola B.E. And that will be the final whistle, it appears. No worry about the free kick, as Jonathan Belinsky will whistle the game over. And the Rowdies are 3-0 victors tonight against Harrisburg City Islanders. And right now, Heather Donnelly is standing by with the head coach, Stuart Campbell.
Thank you, Mike. Coach, big win for you guys here at home. Just an incredible homestand overall. What can you say about the past 3 home games here at Al Lang?
Yeah, no, we played really well. Created lots of chances, and we're obviously converting them, and we're looking really rock solid defensively. So we've got to continue to build on that.
3 different goal scorers tonight, but Marcel Schaefer assisting 2 of those. What can you say about him and what he's brought to the team so far?
He's been fantastic all season. Like you said, he's a fantastic professional, and he's a great player, and he really is relishing playing in that more advanced midfield role.
All right, thanks, Coach. Guys.
Thank you, Heather. And the Rowdies get the big victory tonight against Harrisburg, and they will move into a tie for second place. We'll see that later in the post-game show, as we will see those standings will move on. So we will have more coming up. The post-game coming up. You are watching Tampa Bay Rowdies soccer on this TV, Tampa Bay.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League may not be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent from the United Soccer League.
Can you feel it? That vibe. It's here on America's best beaches. Feel it in unique mashups of amazing, crazy, and wow. So within every moment, you live amplified. St. Pete Clearwater, solar powered and radiating 1,000,000 megawatts of possibility. Dive in deeper at liveamplified.com.
There's a lot to a name.
Especially when that name is a world leader in healthcare.
We still deliver the same compassion we provided for 9